You know what? Before we get started, Sammy, can you remind everyone how much time you're doing and how much time you've already walked down?
Yeah, I've been sentenced to 159 years. I already been down for 16 years going on November. November 5th will be 16 years.
Okay. Yeah, for anyone who is interested in hearing my first interview with Sammy, please go to the description. I have the link down below so you can get to know Sammy from our first interview. But we're going to touch on a few things that we didn't really get to touch on last time and go a little deeper. And this ain't going to be the first time the last time you hear Sammy on the show. He will definitely be a regular part. Definitely dig his vibe. But let's go all the way back, man. I know your roots are from Northern California. Then your mother moved down to San Bernardino, which led to her being incarcerated, which led to you moving from home to home. Can you go a little bit further and talk to us about some of your experiences in the foster system?
Yeah, definitely. I think the foster system, what it does is, I know they say it's a system created to like protect us, protect the children, but at the end of the day, it's really filled with. A lot of people just really seeing it as an opportunity. The opportunity to take advantage of some people's shortcomings. And don't get it wrong, there's a lot of good people out there in the system, but you find a lot of people taking advantage of the money they're giving you. So what it does is like being in the system, it creates insecurities. And it creates insecurities because first the kids are being divided, like me and my siblings were. You got foster parents who don't allow the kids to obtain the things they need to feel secure, like clothing. You know what I mean? The little things. As a child, you like society tell you what's valuable. So if I can't even trust this foster parent to feed me righteously.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
To put proper clothes on my back. Who do I go talk to about that when the person that, in a sense, how I felt as a kid, the person that the world put in charge of me. Like as a foster child, I felt when I went to that foster home, those are the people that the world put in charge of me. So if a hierarchy told me that these people are in charge of me and they not doing their due diligence, where do I go from here? And so now you stuck with that fear. You stuck with that fear of like, damn, like now I'm just surviving. Now I'm just trying to make it through. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to maneuver through life without really a proper role model, without proper guidance. So it, like I said, fill you with insecurities. And on top of that, so much other shit go on in the group homes. You feel me? I was having sex with my foster mother's daughter, who was an 18-year-old, 19-year-old when I was 10. So, and like for me growing up, I thought it was normal. I thought, you know what I mean? Because as a boy, we growing up in these communities, like, I was fucking at 10. I was having sex at 10 with this grown woman. But at the end of the day, like as I get older, it's like, damn. And I still feel like it ain't a big deal. I still feel like it's okay. Until somebody told me the other day, they like, what if it was vice versa?
Right.
You feel me? What if you wasn't a boy and you was a girl and that older woman was a man? Or what if that was your sister in that situation and that was an older man? Would that still be okay? I'm like, hell no, it wouldn't be okay. And so then they asked me the question, so why do men feel like that's okay when you're not given a childhood? Why are we stuck in this model where like as men we macho and this is okay? And like I said, to this day, when this person telling me this, it's still hard for me to grasp that because it's like, I still don't feel like that was hella wrong. I felt like it was fair exchange. I felt like, yeah, I'm 10 and I'm having sex with this woman, but I'm having sex with this woman to feed myself. I'm having sex with this woman so I ain't gotta, you feel me, eat bagels at night. I can actually get me a full meal. So it became survival. It became like, I guess it's a fair exchange in my mind. But now, not even realizing when I turned 12, I'm super sexual at 12. So when I get out the system and all my friends, they playing sports and doing all this other shit, I'm hustling. Like, I'm hustling because I feel like, damn, it could be any day that I can lose control of my life. So now I got to stack as much money as I can for me and my siblings, just in case the struggle come back. You know what I mean? Now I started to realize my value is in my sex. Like, and that's crazy to say that as a kid, but it's like, that's where my worth was at. When I was 12, I felt like my worth was in my hustle and me being able, in my sex. Because that's all I knew. Because my situation taught me that, like, if all else fails, you ain't got nothing to eat, you could go in there and lay with this grown woman, and guess what? That'll feed you. You could go out here and hustle and take this risk, and that'll provide the money you need to provide for your family when nobody else will, to put them clothes on your back. You know what I mean? To get the necessities you need, like deodorant, soap, you know what I mean? Things, socks, you know what I mean? So it was, you know what I mean? It does something to you.
Yeah, let's go a little bit deeper. In our last interview, you mentioned untreated trauma. You know, there's a lot of that, unfortunately, in our hoods all over the country, man. And it's a big deal. Can you go a little bit deeper into some of the untreated trauma, man?
Yeah, I definitely can. So the first question is, how do you identify that it's trauma? Like, that's a big thing with us. Like, boys don't cry. Like, I didn't cry growing up. You feel me? We don't do this. So how do you know it's trauma when it becomes your normal? And that's a question that I'm asking the viewers that I would want to know, like, because everybody go through something. It don't got to be like in the system. You don't got to grow up in a poverty-stricken community, but you can still go through trauma. But when it's untreated, what it does is it kills you slowly. It kills your mind slowly. It kills your development slowly, because you don't even realize, but you building a wall based on this traumatic experience, and you calling it survival. So you building a wall that's not even needed. So while you building this wall, what you're essentially doing is trapping yourself. You boxing yourself in, leaving or taking away from all the opportunity that you can have or you can encounter, because now you living in a sense of fear of not going through whatever you've been through to traumatize you again. So if it's untreated, you find yourself stagnant for the rest of your life. And that's the scary part. So now we have a society of stagnant people governed by a law that tells you how to think, how to feel, how to love, what's valued. I'm doing a survey right now. I'm in the process of like finishing my poetry book, right? It's just about my struggle. So I'm walking around here asking everybody, like, what is something you feel boys need to be taught in order to help them transform into a man? Basically saying transforming into that stage of manhood, like being an honorable man. What do we feel is needed that we need to teach our young men? And so these are a few of the responses I got. Like, you guys saying, I'm asking everybody. I'm asking incarcerated. I'm asking COs. I'm asking free staff. I'm asking women. I'm asking men. I'm asking children. What do y'all need? I'm asking younger generations. What do y'all need? I'm asking older generations. What do you feel like you needed? So now, like, a few of the responses I got was like, establish the belief system. And this is something I'm big on. If you really establish a belief system, that's your guide. So for a lot of us, our belief system be the streets. Right. If my uncle's selling dope and he ride around on foes, candy paint, jewelry, as a child, like, that become my belief system. without any real substance. Like, it's no real facts in there. Like, I'm not even realizing as a child, this man don't own a home. I'm not even realizing as a child, this man ain't even there for his children. I'm not even realizing as a child that he done broke 10, 15 women from our community heart. So at the end of the day, I'm not even realizing the damage that he's doing to the community that's affecting me, that's affecting my sister, that's affecting my mama, that's affecting my aunties. I can't even see that, but I believe in that. And I start to pick up those traits and walk with it. And guess what? I become just that. I become that same thing. So I say a belief system because now that I believe and I got a belief system, I'm able to sit down and really look at my belief system and understand wholeheartedly, like, damn, I ain't super righteous or super religious, but I can guarantee you this. If I follow this belief system, I guarantee you it'll keep me out of more trouble than not following it. The second thing I was asking people was like, learn the difference between a boy and a man. Like, we got to define what a boy is, what a man is. Because not even realizing, like, as a boy, when you come out, you're actually taught, like, to be taken care of. Your mama, she birthed you. She feeds you. She changed your diaper. She do everything for you in a sense. You feel me? So if you never develop and learn what a real man is, you could be a boy or you could be a man, you think, like, you could be an adult, I should say, but still a boy. So you still stuck in boyhood, but you a grown-ass man. You still looking to be nurtured. You still looking to be taken care of. You still looking for somebody to buy you clothes, buy you shoes, do everything for you. And you ain't doing nothing in return but sitting back. Because your existence told you that that's how you should be treated, and it's not.
Damn.
Like I said in the last interview, we got to be in tune with our emotions as men and allow ourselves to feel. Because if you allow yourself to feel, then you can address the issues in which arise. But
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
If I'm masking how I feel, I'm saying that there's no problem. I'm saying that how I'm living is okay. I'm saying my thoughts are okay. So if I never address that issue, how can I really elevate? I'm stagnant. The next one I say is education. Like, I think education is important. Like, when I was a kid, it took me hella long to really learn how to read. Like, I could really count money before I knew how to read. I'm talking about counting good. So, but understanding life is more than about just money. Like, if you ain't educated, what good is money? Like, what good is money if you don't got no education on how to manage it? That's why we keep finding ourselves in these situations as men. We got men in our community that ran up 100,000, 200,000, but with no education on what to do with the money.
Right.
That's why they still in that apartment. That's why they still on the same hustle. That's why they still in and out of jail for that reason. And then another thing is like, they kind of tie into that. It's like, let your character speak over your money. And I say let your character speak over your money because it's like, you would have money and we'd be like, oh, he the man. Oh, he on. But outside from that money, who is he? Do we got integrity? Do we take care of his family? Is he giving the game to the next generation so we don't keep this cycle of incarceration going on? You feel me? Because you can have all the money in the world, but if you misguiding your people, you don't even realize it. But you extinking your community.
Ooh, facts.
If I'm in my community right now, and I got $1 million, but my character ain't shit, my character ain't nothing, and everybody that see me is trying to be like me, and the only thing I'm doing is funneling my people to prison, guess what I'm doing? Funneling my people to prison, right? They victimizing people along the way, and we victimizing ourselves in our own community. So we taking a double loss. You got us hurting people from our community, boom, which now we traumatize them. Then in a sense, we get our life taken. We spending all these years in prison, boom. Now our mothers and our women and our children are without us. So now what they do? And like I said in my past interview, like, everybody in the world right now want a black man. But how many other races are lining up for black women with kids saying, I want her?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many people are doing that? When you step outside, how many white men, Asian men, any man from any other race or ethnicity, how many are saying, oh, I'm finna go to the hood, I'm finna go to North Sac, I'm finna go to the Manors, I'm finna go to the Heights, I'm finna go to LA, I'm finna go to the projects and go get me a black woman right now that's single, you feel me, just going through it.
Yeah.
So and that's my point. So now look what we're doing, a disservice to our women. And when I go to this visiting room, guess what I see? Women. I see we abandon our women, but when I go to that visiting room, every time I step out there, 90% of the visitors are women. Women coming to see their man, holding them down after we done did them wrong, after we done played them. Mothers coming to see their son.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Mothers coming to see their son over and over and over again. Women bringing their children and seeing their pops, seeing their dads, and this cycle is continuing. So that's why I say let your character speak over your money. And even when we dealing with our women, we got to look for more than just looks. Like I was talking to my pops, like me and my pops, we for a lot of years we didn't see eye to eye. But now, like, we establishing that father-son bond. We really building. We really allowing ourselves to love and really understand what we've been through, what he been through, what I've been through. You feel me? And really putting that together. But he told me something valuable that he don't even realize. He was like, and when you looking for a woman, get you a woman that when you get old, she'll wipe your ass for you. Exactly. And like at first I was like, I'm laughing. I'm like, how that's funny. But it was important that he said that, like, tomorrow you could be shot up. You know what I mean? Your bowels you can lose control of them. Anything can happen. If you got a woman in your life based on solely looks and what's on the outside and she don't got a pure heart, what happens when you finally go through your struggle? What happens when they tell you going through something and your sex, you can't have sex no more? What happens if you go through something, they got to cut off a limb? And now you done dedicated yourself to somebody, guess what? Based on looks, and she don't even really want you. So when we deal with our women, we gotta really pierce the heart of our women and get to know really what's in there, what our women are rooted in. That's how we bring our women back up to the queens they are. And that's all women. This ain't I ain't playing just on no racist shit or no racist stuff. This is just how we should treat our people. And then another thing is, like, I'm going to read these off kind of fast. Like,
man, take your time, dog. I mean, I'm not even, we're in no rush, homie. I'm digging it.
Okay. Another thing is debt. Learn how not to get in debt. Like, and it ain't just with the banks, it's with each other. You feel me? We be so quick to. We had a question the other day in this Bridging the Gap class. They said, how many times do a dollar touch the black hand in our community?
Oh man, I know this already, homie. So it's out immediately.
Come on, immediately. So think about that. I can be broke, and I can go out there right now and make me $2,000, either trapping all day, working a 9 to 5. It could be a welfare check, anything it is. when I get my money, I can literally say, "Oh, what do I want?" Well, I want some Jordans, which what ain't made by us. They
Mm-hmm.
might got Michael Jordan face on them, but at the end of the day, that corporation is bigger than us,
Yeah.
right? You spending your money at grocery stores that don't got nothing to do with us,
Swap me buying
and at
jewelry.
the end of the day, yeah, everything that don't hold no real weight. So while I'm out here looking fresh, I'm damn near finna get robbed, and I'm broke. I'm putting myself in a
Mm.
situation right now where I'm in a community. I'm in a community of hyenas, and I'm willing to step in this community of hyenas and look like I got something that I don't got, and take that risk of getting chewed up alive, or where I got to defend myself and I got to harm somebody else for portraying like I really something I'm not, for portraying like I'm really hella rich and I got hella money and I really don't. You feel me?
Yeah.
So so we got to get in the habit of spending our money with each other. And I told somebody this the other day that was funny. I'm like, it's funny because if your partner push up on you right now and tell you, "Hey, bro, yeah, I got these T-shirts I'm selling. I want $20." You would say, I'm good. I don't really need no T-shirt." But let that same T-shirt be in the mall,
Man.
and you walking through the mall, and you see hella people in line buying that same shirt. What it does is it makes you feel a certain kind of way. Like I have my value is based on everybody else thinking I can afford that. So now I'm willing to stand in that line, spend my money with those people while they put the tax on it, and then go back to my same community. But guess what? When I'm broke and I say, "Damn, homie, I need a, I need something to eat for the night." That same friend that I just told him no, I wouldn't buy his shirt, he'll let me get a plate of food. I bet if
Mm-hmm.
I go to that same store to just tap me for that shirt and I say, "Hey man, I'm hungry. Can y'all buy me some food?" They're gonna say, "Hell no, this is a business." So why are we giving our money to people we can't even depend on? Why are we giving our money to people that we can't even go ask for help when needed? That's a problem.
Yep.
On top of that, I want to say, learn to create your identity. Like, what's your identity? Sometimes we get influenced by I hear a lot of people getting influenced by rap.
Oh
This is
yeah.
what I need people to understand. Yeah, I need people to understand this. Rap is somebody's individual story for those people that are really living what they rapping about. So this is a story. So when you hear their story, yeah, it might come off like they praising it for the people that's really out there living what they rapping about. But if you really living like that, you hurting. This these people pain they putting on these
Yeah.
beats. This these people real life experience for some of these people. So understand that when y'all, especially our youth, we gotta let them know when you hear that music, that's not for you to go out there and like be what these rappers is telling you they are. It's for you to create your own identity and find out how to express yourself in a way that can bring you financial stability, that can allow you to break down that wall of poverty, break down that wall of insecurity, break down that wall of untreated trauma. That's what it's for. And we have to really put that in our children's head. Because if we don't, they gonna think, well, this rapper doing it, so if he doing it, I could be successful just like him. But what a lot of people don't understand is this same rapper that's telling you this life story, it's 100 people just like him that's in prison. So for every
Man.
one that make it out, it might be 100 people in prison. So think about those odds. Them 1 in 100 odds. So every rapper you could think of is really talking about what they talking about, or really just living a life, or know people that, or people in general that's living that life that them rappers is talking about. 1 out of every 100, and I'm being generous when I'm saying 1 in every 100
Right.
is making it out. So now you got to ask yourself as a young adult growing up, am I going to be that one or am I going to be that 100 to everyone? You feel me? So it's like them odds is like, and that's how they got to really think. The next one is learn how to not let your mistakes, your shortcomings, your bad decisions rule your existence. And I say that because you will stumble in life. You will go through things in life. You will make mistakes. You will do wrong. You will do crime. You will commit crime. You know what I mean? You will go through trauma. And that'll rule your whole existence. You'll be on yourself every day, like every day of your life. Like, man, I could have did this different. Man, I could have did that different. Man, I'm a failure. Man, and that's what you keep doing. Like, acknowledge it. Acknowledge what you've been through. But learn how to say, I've been through that. But I'm not going to stay there. You feel me? Because if you stay there, it become like quicksand. You just slowly going under and under and under. Before you know it, damn, you ain't even breathing no more. So you got to learn how to say, I went through something. And that right there got me thinking. But at the end of the day, I can't let that rule my life. And I got a little question while I'm asking dudes now in here, because it's like, when I ask everybody about their life, we so quick to be like, oh, I've been through this my pain, all this other stuff. So my question I'm asking people now is like, tell me about how you grew up and only the good and the happy moments.
Ooh.
And I ask people that, because it's like, we get in the habit of telling our wrong. So like,
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
If we want to get back to our purity, when we was dreamers, when we had thoughts of being something before trauma and before life got to us, we need to start asking ourselves these things again. You feel me? Like, really, tell me about a time in your life that made you happy. I only want the happy moments. Don't, even if like, oh, I went through this, or, you know, when I was a kid, I used to sell candy. You know what I mean? But I sold candy because I had to pay for this hotel room every single night when I was 9 years old. Don't talk about the negative in the story. Just talk about the part of the story that made you smile. The part of the story where when I was 7 years old, I was playing marbles with my friends and I didn't have a care in the world. And just to get the mind to start getting back to that safe place and know what you felt at that moment and that time in your life. And once you start to realize, like, damn, this is what I felt. This is what I was experiencing. Your mind will start to know how to get back to that place. Your mind will start helping you to navigate back to that peaceful place. So I challenge every parent, even not just to your kids, but to other adults. When y'all run into people like y'all partners that been through it, men, ask these women that. Women, tell me about a time in your life where you grew up and it was just a good moment, a happy moment, where you just felt good. It could be all the way back in your childhood. It could be as an adult, like you was carefree. You ain't have no worries in the world. And you just remember feeling good, smiling, like you could just take on the world. And when you tell somebody that story, I want you to remember how you feel as you tell people that story. So, like, that's what I'm big on. And another thing I want to say, speaking on this, ladies, it's time to start. If you love us as men, hold us accountable. Same thing with our men. Hold our women accountable. And I say, ladies, hold us accountable, because y'all can love us, but at the same time, y'all can enable us too. And I know they probably listening right now like, oh, he crazy. What do you mean by that? But let me break it down to you. I hear a lot of people, a lot of men. I used to be one of these kids back in the days when I was young. I'm a real nigga. I'm a real man. And guess what my woman do? She go tell everybody, hey, girl, my man, he a real man. He a real man. He a real man. He a real man. And I ain't showed you one real action yet.
Damn.
So then, when I fall short of what a real man is in your head, you mad at me. But guess what? We never had an understanding of what a real man even was. And so, let me break it down to you in a simpler way. If I push up on you and tell you right now, oh man, I'm a shooter. I'm talking about basketball, so if y'all listening, I'm telling you. Hold on. So I'm telling you, I'm a great basketball player. Man, I'm a good 3-point shooter. Man, I can shoot anywhere on the court. And you go back and tell everybody, oh, he's a great 3-point shooter. He's a great 3-point shooter. And then when I get in the gym, I'm airing every shot that I throw up. They're gonna sit back and say, damn, I thought you told me he was a shooter. You gonna say, oh well, I did because he told me. Instead of saying, no, if I'm telling you something, hold me accountable. When I talk now, that's just a blueprint of who I really am. But I got a slogan now. Don't believe nothing I say. And somebody asked me like, well, why don't you want me to believe nothing you say? I said, because I'm going to show you. When I tell you who I am, that's just me giving you a blueprint of who I am, saying, hold me accountable. If I say I'm a basketball player, I'm just giving you the blueprint, but I'm telling you, come in the gym and watch me though. So when you go tell somebody else, oh, he a basketball player, these are facts now. You saying, I done seen this man do this. When I tell you I'm a real man, I take care of my family. I guide the youth. I respect my women. This ain't me just talking. You have to see me in action for you to go out and vouch for me and put your name on mine. You have to. And so I'm telling all women and just all people, when you're dealing with other humans, don't let somebody just tell you who they is and you believe them. You hold them accountable. Because if you hold them accountable, guess what? Now they constantly reminded that they ain't really who they say they is. Giving them now the option to change that because they can't keep lying. If I tell you I'm this and you hold me accountable to that and I don't show you that, I can't keep telling you that now because you're saying I want to see that action. So let's hold ourselves accountable. Let's hold the people in our life accountable for who they say they are and stop just believing what they tell us and run with it. That's how we're going to stop breaking our own hearts.
Man.
So ladies, when your man tell you he a real man, that's his blueprint. Make sure his actions show that. And when his actions don't show that, let him know. Don't think a real man is a man that just confined to your way of living. Because you got a lot of that. You got a lot of men saying, oh, you ain't a real woman if you don't cater to me. Or women saying the same thing. You're not a real man if you don't be who I want you to be. No, this is not a selfish thing. It's not about you. A real man is not a man, or let me word this the right way because I don't want to come off wrong. A real man is not somebody who just conform to your way of living. Be a yes man to you because we get that confused. Or I'm a real man because I do what you want me to do. I'm a real man like a side woman to think a real man was somebody who left his family to be with her. No.
Yep.
You need to know the actions of a real man. So even if it don't benefit you, you still know that that's not the qualities and the traits of a real man. If I'm a man and my woman and this woman that I met is willing to leave her husband, cheat on her husband just to come to my house and kick it with me, she not a real woman. Yeah, it benefit me and everything in my feelings to make me want to say like, oh yeah, she a real woman. No, you're not a real woman, because a real woman, if she took that oath to her man, she gonna denounce that oath before she come over here and lay with me. You feel me?
Yep.
And that's what, so that's what, in a nutshell, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't mean to get y'all
I'm
lost
loving
in the
that.
process.
Nah, man, you're spitting game. You're spitting nothing but game, dude. And we're listening, and I appreciate it. Usually when I don't say much, man, I'm just digging the vibe and digging the words. So, what made you start this poll?
What made me start this? What?
What made you start asking these questions?
I guess I'm just searching for my identity.
Hmm.
And when I ask these questions, I'm asking for myself, because there's so much I still have to learn. There's so much that I'm blind to. There's so much that I'm lost to. So I feel like in order for me to really be that, I got to help myself, because I know what life did to me. So I'm trying to get out of this hole that I dug myself in. And I'm not just talking about prison. I'm talking about the dark hole just of life, of my mind and my heart. Having a heart that's hard for me to love wholeheartedly, you know?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You can have somebody genuine in your life like I do that love me wholeheartedly. But I feel like I'm still at a tug of war with myself on how much of myself can I give, because I don't never want to be that vulnerable, you know what I mean, with anybody, not even my family. I don't never want to put myself in a position where I'm that vulnerable. And you miss out on life like that, you know? You miss out on so much like that. So like, so that's where I'm at in my life right now, where it's like, damn, I understand the role like I played in society. I'm never gonna take nothing from the wrong I did, because I played a part in it. I played a part in creating trauma on other people's lives. And as a man, I own up to that. And part of me owning up to that now is saying, how can I change this way of thinking? How can I stop this cycle of thinking? How can I stop this cycle of actions from continuing to plague people like me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the only way I can stop it is by being vulnerable with myself, by really breaking down saying I need help, by breaking down saying, man, I can't do this on my own, by breaking down saying, man, I need the world and the people who think like me to come, and even the people that don't think like me to come, and you feel me? Give me their advice, give me their thoughts, give me their mind, and you know what I mean? Because we can all teach each other something. Like, if we really sit down with each other, learn what each other been through, learn how it affected us, you'd be surprised how many other people can help you find the answers to what you're dealing with to break down that wall. So that's my thing. It's like, if your pain ain't shared, like, if I share my pain, guess what? That's less pain. You feel me?
Yep.
I look at pain like a big brick wall. But if I'm telling y'all, hey, I got this pain, and I'm asking y'all to give me some advice, guess what? You got to come take down a brick from this wall to be able to look over and give me the advice, right?
Yeah.
And the same with them, and the same with everybody else. Because I might have a brick wall up, you might have a brick wall up, and a million more people got a brick wall up. So now here we all just brick walls side by side and don't even know each other exist. Man, and you know what's so crazy about Ali, right? I've been knowing Ali when I first started my term in prison, Pelican Bay, level 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Ali always been like a big brother to me. And I say that because I remember when I met him, right? He was already wise. You feel me? So he asked me questions. I'm fresh, like 19. He asked me questions like, what you want to do with your life? Now, mind you, like, in my mind, my life is over. So I'm like, what I want to do with my life? Like, I'm not even going to exist no more. But his his whole thing was like, man, you say you want to be a writer? You say you want to talk about your life. You want to say you want to change. All these things you think you want to do. He used to always hold me accountable. Like, man, you say you're going to do that, you do that. Because, yeah, you might think you stuck in prison, but, like, that don't mean your life is over. That don't mean you can't change your community. That don't mean you can't change what's happened to you and stop that from happening to somebody else. And this how crazy, like, life work. Here we are, 14, 15 years later, I go to the masjid. Now, mind you, when I first met Ali, he was bald-headed. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
So now I go, yeah, he bald-headed. So I come down, I see, and well, if you know Ali, you know he got this look. Like, he got this look like, he like a bulldog. He ain't never smiling. If you just see him thinking and thought, he a thinker. So if you catch him thinking, he got this look. So I see him. I see this dude sitting on the side, but he got long dreads. So mind you, in prison, if somebody bald headed, you didn't assume that they lost their hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting here looking at this dude with dreads. I'm like, man, this looks like my brother Ali. But it's been 15 years. I'm like, this is impossible though, because Ali couldn't grow hair. So I'm just looking at him. Boom. I make my prayer. I look at him again. He looking at me. I'm like, man, this look like him. This got to be like somebody related to him. This dude look too much like him. So about 15 minutes later, just looking back and forth with each other, I just push up on him like, hey, what's your name? He like, man, my name Ali. So we start laughing. We hug.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So I'm like, man, I thought you couldn't grow hair. And he was like, so he's like, nah, man, I could always grow hair. You know what I mean? He said, I'm just cutting my hair bald headed just based on, like, that's how he was doing it in the feds. He like, in the feds, you just cut, so you ain't got to worry about your hair. You ain't got to worry about having nobody cut your hair. So I just cut my hair bald headed. So I was bald by choice. And so I say all of that to say, like, so now when we came back, and for him to even tell me, oh, go do an interview, he stayed on me about things like that. And so I really want to thank him, because he don't even realize, but he like a silent big brother. And this is, and like I say big brother because it's bigger than like, oh, this a G homie. You know how people see, like, and that's like the language is everything. Like, oh, this a G homie. Nah, this somebody that love me like his little brother. This somebody that want for me what he want for himself. This is somebody that know he on the right path and wrote books, everything, and now telling me, hey, you should really do what you say you gonna do. Asking me those questions so I can be vulnerable enough to say, like, what you want to do. And like I said, hold me accountable. You said this what you want to do, right? Yeah. Well, I don't believe you. I'm like, damn, you feel me? I don't believe you. And at the end of the day, now it's like, well, show me. And now I'm showing him. You feel me? And he actually helped me, and he helping me find the resources to show him. Because a lot of reasons why we can't show people or be about what we talking about is because we don't have the resources, we don't know how to get them, and we're not vulnerable enough to ask for them. One thing about Ali, he got the resources, and he gonna give them to everybody just to show you, like, I want to see y'all all win. So now you ain't got no more excuses. And so, like, I just want to say that, and I just want to let the audience know, you know what I mean? They know Ali, they listen to Ali, like, man, he's a good dude. I'm talking about a real good dude, real good heart. It's beyond just, you know what I mean, what's on the surface. So we need people like that.
Man, I agree, dude. And thank you for reiterating words and feelings that I have about dude too, man. He's a great guy, and he only associates himself with guys like you. He speaks highly of you as well. So we're definitely going to, like I said, be having you on every once in a while to spread these good words. So keep that stuff going. Keep that poetry going. Any last words, man? I got to wrap it up. But any last words you got? I mean, you if you want to spit a poem, I mean, if you have anything, you know, the floor is yours, man.
Okay, I'm gonna say, I think I'm gonna spit this one. They call yearning to be understood. I said, they can't understand your pain if they ain't lived it. You've been abandoned since your youth, so speak your truth and let them feel it. And look them in their eyes and let them know it ain't no hate, just faith. Your trials and tribulations made you great. Let me illustrate. That notion that you have for others just to be failed, let it be fuel to your fire. That's the way you prevail. They may not see it, but we all just want acceptance. So you accept the wrong as if it's right, and you can't help it. It's like a curse and a blessing, if you ask me. If this don't break you, it'll make you. When the people that you love the most betray you, it's like they hate you for no reason. I just don't understand. So when you fall, just get back up. I'll be your helping hand. Let's take a stance to figure out our worth while we on earth. We might feel cursed, but remember, it could be worse. You could be in that hearse, buried deep in that dirt. I see that look in your eyes, and it's evident that you hurt.
Man,
that's for the viewers, man. You know this. Yeah, this my truth. This my story. Like I'm here to just tell everybody, just start living in your truth. I think that's important. When we start living in our truth, that's how we start to make that change, and that's what we about. Changing this cycle, getting out of this hole they put us in, and really understanding that you worth it. You worth it, and we powerful, and we really can, you feel me, be what we want to be. It's time to start dreaming again, but it's time to start let our actions showing what we saying we want to be and what we want to do instead of just talking.
Man, I'm telling you, I needed these words today, man. This was one of the realest shows I've done in a long time. I appreciate you, man.
As the time goes by and the earth rotates, we gon' fly high up to outer space, and we would never fall down. I'm one with the universe, call me the sound. The bass booming in your speaker, with the microphone I possess, it's a heater. You better drop it, let go. You can't touch my beats or my flow, nigga. Kevin Smith my name, but not the director, we ain't the same, man. I'm a pimp by nature, inside of me is a God the creator. Pursuing my dreams, cause anything is possible, you know what I mean. I wanna live comfortable, but gotta be clean. But working every day from 9 to 5 in my thing. I feel like I'm trapped, can't get out of the bubble. I'm running out of time. Overload, I'm in trouble. I feel like I'm trapped, can't get out of the bubble. I'm running out of time. Overload, I'm in trouble.
One by one, we start to subtract them. Separate facade from who really about that action. Feel like I'm trapped.